Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I must say that your opening statement is fantastic and very inspiring as well, very articulative. Um, I've seen proceedings of Uganda youth parliaments, of which they were holding physical. And I
Thank you
believe,
very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
I believe that all those are, should I say, evidence that this can be done and this can be successful. Uh, I don't think the youths are exactly oppressed in Uganda because, as you said, there are recognizable um, groups. There are recognizable groups over there who are actually making it, and they even have support of government. I think the only issue of government is when you come up to um, threatening their stronghold or anything like that. That is the only issue. But if it is, because of course you have to educate the people. This is an educational facility. It is not a gang breeding zone. It is an educational facility. So there shouldn't be a worry about that our colleague MPs are having that one day they'll just bring a car. There shouldn't be such a worry. Now, as I said at the last sitting, the people oppressing the system are not going to live forever. Even if they train their children to take after them, a time will come it will die. The reason why the British monarchy is lasting is because the people have accepted it. They have not been oppressed to accept the constitutional monarchy. It is working because they have wholesomely accepted the entire monarchy on basis that democracy is expensive. It will look like they are worshipping one royal family, but at the end, the royal family is part of the brand of that entire country. Anytime you hear Britain, what comes into your head is that there is an entire monarchy, a king, a queen with heirs to the throne. And it aids in tourism. When you are coming, you know you are coming to the Buckingham Palace. You know you have been hearing of the House of Lords. It's an entire tourism. Tourism drives the economy. So bridges, apart from issues of continuity of project, because whatever government is in place is working on behalf of His Majesty, they have seen the gains of it. They have not been oppressed to accept the system. They themselves have appraised the system. And that is why it's working. As a matter of fact, democracy is even more expensive than constitutional monarchy. In my defense, it is because for democracy, every periodic time, there has to be a state election, both presidential and parliamentary. And has to be transition of governments if the former head of state loses. There is going to be spending of money, buying new vehicles, and then all this and that. So every 4 or 5 years, there is a constant expense on democracy. But for constitutional monarchy, the king already provides us branding and tourism. There's a whole sightseeing. Apart from that, continuity is being expected. And apart from that, they will only hold coronation until the king dies or abdicates his throne. The last time a coronation happened in the United Kingdom was 70 years ago. If they were a democratic country, they will be having inauguration of president and vice president every 4 years. And they would have been spending more than they are spending right now. Now, apart from that, the monarchy has promoted their tradition. So, a system that has been wholesomely accepted, that the minority or the voices of the people have not been captured, we would be appraised by the entire people. As of now, I've been hearing issues about they feel the head of state should be elected. I want to tell them that if they take away this constitutional monarchy, Britain will become like just any other country. They wouldn't have that value proposition and their uniqueness. Now, on the side of Uganda, of course, we all know there is oppression. But as I stated in my statement, it's not going to last forever. The most you can do is the lifetime of one particular person. And like unlike Togo, of which it looks like Yasingbe and Yasingbe, after he died, he secured for his son. I'm not sure Uganda is going to be like that. Of course, at worst, when Museveni dies, Bobby Wine will become the president. I'm not sure this system will really continue after the demise of Museveni. I just know that Uganda will change one day. At the end, I appraise the government has some kind of transparency. I have not been in Uganda before, but I've been watching this guy, Udimaya, who is Africa's best most followed YouTuber. He has been to Uganda and he has been giving a lot of sightseeing about what a beautiful country Uganda is. So, of course, I believe the oppression will not last forever. There is hope, my colleagues. There is hope indeed. There is hope because one day the voices of the people become so loud that they cannot silence it anymore. The voices of the people become so loud that they will have to adopt a clean electoral process for a legitimate winner of the election to be sworn in and not the one that the system has rigged in favor of an oppressor. It's not going to be forever. Because without the citizens, there will be no country to rule over. That's what people keep on forgetting. Without the people, there will be no country to rule over. The situation of North Korea is so bad. My people, it's so bad. For that one, it's like the entire generation has been locked up in the country. You can't escape because you people decided to do state capture. And I've been hearing that feeding is even very bad. Like the people eat, the citizens eat we seed. Please, I'm not that we seed, not that we that you know, but we seed is mostly from the sea. That is what they eat. Sometimes they eat mud. Uh, Feeding is very bad over there. Uganda situation is actually better. So at the end, when you bring the issue to the table, it's not the worst, but it could be better. I believe that what Bobby Wine was trying to do was to awaken the cry of the youth. However, it was not successful. But as I say, you cannot silence the voice forever. Who knows? Like Joker, time will come, Museveni would allow for a free and fair election, and he would hopefully lose, and he accept. He will accept. So there is hope for Uganda. There is hope for the youth. Life will not be like this forever. A time will come, you will have promotions, your income would increase, your voices will be heard, you become parliamentarians, and you have an opportunity to take decisions. The problem of Africa is greed. Africans are greedy. They want to keep everything to themselves. If just a few are the wealthiest and the mass are poor, the socialists will say distribute the wealth. But finally, these socialist countries are even more capitalist. They hide under the shadows of socialism. I think that the answer should be help another, not distribute wealth. When someone is in need, help them. Because at the end, if you are a billionaire, you cannot finish your money before you die. Your children will not be able to finish it. So if you help the needy, pay fees for people, help people, support movements and youth groups that are coming up, and inspire others, help people with operations and then all those. I think when that happens, we are basically distributing wealth. Yes, we are basically distributing wealth. You see, people think they have to be rich before they can help. You don't have to be rich before you help. The little that you have, you can actually share it, and that is how the change starts. So I want to second the motion that there is indeed hope for Uganda and the youth in Uganda. Let us just do our best and then keep the fire burning. Hope should never be lost, because in every good there is bad, in every bad there is good. And surely at the end of the tunnel there is light. Mr. Deputy Speaker, I hereby second the motion. I thank you. You can now put the question and then we'll proceed to adjourn.
Okay. Thank you, Director. You've been so persuasive, expressive, and eloquent. Now, since the motion has been seconded, I put it to the floor. I think I would like to thank you all, honorable members.
Yes, I think you have to put the question. All members in favor say aye. All in favor say nay.
I would like to express my appreciation to all of you for the lively and all right. I'll have to put the motion to the House, and let all those in favor of the motion say aye, and those who are not.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. It is now. The ayes have it, and it is very clear that this motion has been seconded. For that, I declare this sitting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.